Okay, so at the Earthship here, I use a bunch of these older Android devices for various things. I use one here for monitoring the solar system and the battery level. I also have an older tablet that I'm using for remote, um, for my media center. And these older devices are perfectly good still, even though you can't use some of the older Android phones as a phone anymore. That doesn't mean they don't still have utility. I'm using another one over here to display some of my security cameras that I have. And there is a risk associated, however, with using some of these older devices. And you can see this device here. When I was searching through a drawer, I came across.
All right, here's an old iPhone, and that's the battery right there. Self disassemble.
So after I found that thing in a drawer, I went looking and I found quite a lot of older Android devices that I had lying around. Some of them not so old, like this one's not too old, probably not at risk of exploding and starting a fire in my house. Yeah, but some of them are quite old. Like this device here is a very, very old device. It probably has a very, very old lithium-ion battery in it. And I did also find one that was swollen. It hasn't come apart yet, but it does have a swollen back, so that one's on its way to being a problem too. So just wanted to make this video real quick. If you've got old Android devices or iPhone or anything lying around, maybe if it's got a battery, get rid of it. Or do what I did and replace the batteries in the ones that you intend to keep around and keep in use. You can remove the batteries from the ones you want to keep around and keep in storage. I'm probably just going to discard most of the ones that I have that I'm not going to use because then most of them aren't worth keeping around. But a lot of these devices still have a lot of good uses and a lot of utility in them. So throwing them away just generates a lot of e-waste, and I like to reuse these devices, but there is a risk because they use these lithium-ion batteries, and they can explode and cause a fire, and leaving them in a desk drawer, obviously, as demonstrated by that iPhone, it doesn't need to be actively charged for that to happen. So that came apart, self-disassembled in that drawer. Last I saw it, it was perfectly fine.